never heard that, but that's the origin of CAP. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look.
There's a principle that
Right.
we have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have.
Be true to yourself. You don't have.
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was the best.
Deep in here now.
It's incredible. Man.
I love it.
Me
That's
too.
good.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And applying the recovery, I thought.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Get in the Herd podcast. We got a special guest on here today. I don't know anything about Shauna, so it's going to be a great interview. I get to ask all kinds of questions. I think, Steve, did you set this one up or did Travis set this one up?
Travis started it. I finished it.
Okay.
Here, and she was gracious enough to come down here from Northern VA.
All right. What was that about? 2-hour drive? Where'd you come from?
So Friends of Guest House main location is in Alexandria, Virginia, but I live in Fredericksburg, so I was just about 50 minutes away. So it worked out, but 2 hours if I was coming directly from our site.
What is it called? What's that little shopping place everybody goes to right there in Fredericksburg?
Oh, Central Park.
Central Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Minutes from there.
All right, cool. Well, before Shauna introduces herself, everybody out there, it's Jesse Wysocki, Chief Operating Officer with the Machine Foundation. And we got Steve back there. I call him Oz, Wizard of Oz back there. The camera does shine on him, right?
Yes, it does.
Does that camera move?
The one in the middle does.
That one moves.
Yeah.
Okay. We got more than one that moved though, right?
No, just one.
Just one.
Yep.
Oh, I thought we had more. And then we got Tamara. Tamara, you hiding back there. She's snapping pictures. She's back here. She's one of our did she already introduce herself? Shauna?
Yes,
she interned here. Yeah, she did intern here, and then she did a PRS intern. You should go ahead and get a job as a PRS.
Yes,
are you thinking about doing that? All right. Well, I have to give me your email. I know I probably had it. I'll send you anytime I get any leads. Send them to you. But so Shauna, if you maybe just introduce yourself, your name, kind of your title. I don't know if you're the owner or the operator or what. Maybe just tell us a little about who you are, and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
All right.
So my name is Shauna Creek, and I am the aftercare and outreach coordinator with the Friends of Guest House. And we are a 51-year-old nonprofit.
51 years. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep. 51 years old nonprofit residential reentry program for women coming home from periods of incarceration. So jails and prisons throughout the state of Virginia. Okay.
So what'd you say your title was? You're the what was it?
Aftercare and outreach coordinator.
Okay. So how long have you been there?
So this October is my 19th year.
Oh, well, you've been there a long time. So it's a nonprofit?
It is. It's a nonprofit.
So you got a board of directors.
Correct.
And then like a CEO?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's your CEO?
Well, we don't have a CEO. We have an executive director.
Okay. Yeah.
Her name is Sonia Allen. Yes.
Okay. So how'd you land that job there?
Steve just
I was just asking.
Yeah.
So 19 years ago, I was starting my family and raising my twins and needed some extra cash and got on Craigslist 19
just looking,
years ago. Just scrolling.
Back in the day, Craigslist might have been the spot.
That was the spot.
I don't know about now.
Exactly. That was the spot. So found myself a little part-time gig every other Saturday doing monitoring of the residential program.
Okay.
And here we are 19 years later.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. I hold a job for 19 years. That's good, right?
Some stick with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You got twins though?
I do.
Okay. I had twins too. I had twins. Yeah. Are they all? How old are the twins now?
My twins will be 25 in September.
Okay, so they're grown,
yes.
out the house kind of thing. Well, what when you started there, because the focus is reentry.
Yes.
Did you have any kind of like any experience with the Department of Corrections or anything? It was just kind of like on a limb, found something. And just kind of learned as you go along kind of thing?
It was on a whim, learned as I went. The previous executive director was absolutely about, teaching everybody
Yeah.
all of the aspects of, the program. So she encouraged people to apply for other positions, cross train, get out there, promote the program.
Mhm.
And I was extremely, extremely shy, and every opportunity that she got to put me in front of a crowd of people, that's what she did.
She did it.
That's what she did.
Yeah.
And so here I am in front of a crowd of people as often as possible,
Yeah.
spreading the word about the organization.
That's all right. How long have you been in this position then?
Oh boy, it kind of grew a little bit. So I've been doing outreach for probably, I know, 10 plus years, because I met Cricket 10 years ago
Mhm.
at RSW. And that's how all of this started.
Okay, that was one of my questions. So how did you get connected with McShin? So you met Cricket over at RSW?
Yep,
Okay.
I
All right.
met Cricket over at RSW, and I was trying to get into the jail. And so the coordinator, Miss Hale, she said, "Hey, link up with Cricket. He's already in here. Just come in with him."
Mhm.
And 10 years later, I'm at RSW, and I'm at Pamunkey, and I'm at Henrico.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's
That's
a
cool.
co-partnership. We are tremendously grateful.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So tell me, well, tell the listeners too, but me, I just tell me a little bit about the organization. So I know
Sure.
you said reentry is a specialty in women.
Correct.
What kind of services do y'all offer there?
So we are most famously known for our 6-month residential reentry program.
I'm gonna cut you off. So they live with y'all for 6 months?
Correct.
Oh wow, okay.
Yes, it's a free residential reentry program. And the
Okay.
requirements are, you just have to be on Department of Corrections state probation. You have to be a nonviolent offender, and you just have to possess the desire to want to change your life
Mhm.
and stick with the program for the 6 months.
Okay.
You can actually self-refer, or you can be referred from a probation officer, an attorney, jail programs coordinator,
Mhm.
social worker. But if in fact you have a need, you can download our application on our website and submit it. And basically, what we do is we collect 3 pieces of information. We just need a current criminal history, also known as a pre-sentence investigative reports. Typically, we get those from attorneys. A recent TB test / physical to make certain, you're in optimal health. And if you're not, we're going to help you to get there.
Yeah.
And then also, what else is in there? PSI. We need PSI. We need criminal history. Oh, and a signature, signed release. That's it.
This is your first time being on the podcast?
Yes,
It's your first time in the building, actually.
Really? It's your first time in the building too?
correct.
Oh, wow. Because this, I don't know if Steve had a chance or if Travis or whoever had just was talking to you prior, like told you kind of where our podcast goes. But this is really good information, what y'all do. I didn't even know y'all, and you said 51 years. I didn't even know that y'all existed. That's bad. I need to get a little better. I feel like I'm slacking in my job because that's a great resource. And we're in this podcast is in our main participants is the jails, the inmates.
Exactly.
So this is a great, if you're out there listening, this is a great resource. When you get a hold of this, take that little state pen. They use a little pen, a little small. I've been in the Department of
Wrapped
Correction.
in plastic.
Take that little pen, write this information down.
Yes.
We'll scroll it across the screen as well. So are you the person that does the admissions, or you just do the outreach?
So I just do the outreach and the aftercare. So we have an intake coordinator who processes all the applications. So applications can come in through the mail. They can come in through a scan.
So they can send
email.
it while they're locked up. They can send it in.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it can come in. We still got fax. You can send it in via fax machine.
Okay.
And our intake coordinator, Miss Lisa, she'll process the application, gather all of the supporting documents. And then what we do is we schedule an over the phone interview with you, and typically it is Miss Lisa and maybe another staff person, where we just check to see, if in fact this is the right program
Yeah.
for you, if
Yeah.
you'd be a good fit for our program. And so, you do your interview, and then if you get accepted, we send you an acceptance letter.
Okay. So, for us, like for an organization like us, if we had somebody that we've thought, you know, was a good fit,
Sure.
how would we do it? Could we call directly, or we just the application? They got to do the application process.
Call beforehand. Definitely, I would say call and talk to Miss Lisa. She's on our
That's who
website.
we can call.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And let her know that you're sending it, and you be the contact to,
Yeah.
kind of
You
help.
have some cards too. Did you give some cards? Anybody?
I
No?
didn't bring any cards, but I did bring some
Brochure and
flyers
that.
and brochure.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good. It's a great resource. So so I know you're saying it's typically for people that well, not typically, it has to be for somebody that's state probation, right? So they have to be
correct.
recently kind of released, or released maybe on probation, and something's happened, and the probation officer might reach out and say, hey, this has happened.
Yes.
So in a situation like that, what do y'all do? Do y'all have people that come that might need detox or something? Or do y'all have anything to help with that?
I'm so glad you said that, because Guest House recently, this past February, we expanded our program in an effort to make certain that we weren't missing a population of people who might not qualify for our residential portion, that is where the mandate is being on probation.
Yeah.
For couple of years, we just noticed a pattern. We had women coming into the program, and they weren't getting the substance use and the mental health treatment that they needed. Not that it wasn't available through our local CSB, but the CSB was over inundated with, and just couldn't meet our capacity. So we had folks that were waiting on our wait list. They were in the program and just weren't getting, individualized therapy, weren't getting treatment. And so we were like, we got to figure this out. So we had already been partnering with National Capital Treatment and Recovery.
Yeah. Okay. I'm familiar with
AKA
them.
Old Phoenix House.
Yeah.
And so we had been in the talks with them for a while. And this past February, we opened our second leg of the Friends of Guest House program, which is called Recovery Haven, in a co-collaborative effort.
Familiar with them. I've heard of them. Okay.
In a co-collaborative effort with National Capital Treatment. And so they operate simultaneously with Friends of Guest House. So if in fact you are not on state probation, but you still need, you have a substance use disorder, and you could benefit from safe, sober, stable housing and a lower level intensity treatment, you can still come to Friends of Guest House and follow the Recovery Haven track of our program and still receive those services.
And that's awesome. And the Recovery Haven, does that take men and women?
It does not.
Just women.
So still women.
Just
still
women.
women's
But
services.
but
yeah.
National Capital takes men and women.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's good. So y'all expanded, so they can do detox is provided at.
So detox is not provided. This is a 3.1 level of care.
Okay.
So it's residential, lower level intensity treatment. So they're actually staying in one of our locations. And while they're there, they're getting, individualized and group counseling. They're getting psychoeducation. They're having access to peer recovery coaches. They go to meetings, and just living in a communal environment. And going through the recovery and treatment process.
Okay.
Yes.
So is there anybody, if somebody does need detox, they have to detox first before they would come there? That'd be one thing they'd have to do.
They do. You do have to have, exactly. So you can actually access the Recovery Haven portion of the program through a regular assessment through National Capital Treatment. So you can also access it through applying to Friends of Guest House, because we are a co-collaborative effort. So while I'm out in the jails and prisons, you get access to both of those options,
Yeah, yeah, okay.
whichever one would benefit you most. So you might not be on probation when you get released.
And then you can go to
You can get assessed
Yeah.
for Recovery Haven and still get safe, sober, healthy, treatment and a safe residential stay for up to 6 months. Yes.
Yeah, okay, got you. What about medications? Are they allowed to be on any type of
Absolutely.
MAT medications there?
Absolutely.
Yep,
Yes.
both entry points.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so do y'all so I know you said y'all are free. Do they have to have insurance, or y'all are just specifically free, period?
So the Department of Corrections side, where you have to be on probation, free.
Free.
Absolutely free program. You have to be on Medicaid to access the Recovery Haven portion.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
That's where they'll bill insurance there.
Yes.
So where so where does y'all's funding come from? Mainly just kind of donations, fundraising?
Correct. Absolutely. And also DOC, Department of Corrections.
Oh, so they have a separate line item Department of Corrections does and helps pay.
So
That's good.
Yeah, we have let's see. Yeah, I think we've been on the DOC for the whole time. Yeah, I think we have actually up until when we first opened. Yes, we have DOC funding. Yes.
Huh? And then, that's good to know. Wonder how. Well, I guess you've seen a couple EDs through your times that you've been there, right? You've been there. How many executive directors have you had?
So this is just two. So
Okay,
the
so that's
first
good.
one,
That shows
the
that's good.
first one, she wrote it out, man. She was no nonsense
Mhm.
and grew the
Did
organization.
she start it? She's not the one who started it though.
No, it was founded by a federal parolee who resided originally in Alexandria. Her name was Betty McConkey, and she was originally from Alexandria. I think they said she did some time in the feds in Kentucky,
Mhm.
And came back and was like, this is ridiculous. There's no services for women. It's 51 years ago. She's like, what's going on? All the jobs, all the housing, everything was
Yeah.
for men. And so she worked with her church,
Yeah,
and they started in a church like McShin.
That's
Yep.
now they're in a line item of, I guess, the budget with the DOC. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. I was interested to pick y'all's ED's brain on how, because I mean we provide, like, we do similar work, like our works kind of mirror each other, what y'all do and what we
Yes.
do, and we have reentry services, but we're not in a line item.
Sure.
We just kind of, we got to try to get grants and that kind of thing, which y'all know how it is, as a nonprofit. You just got to bust your
Absolutely.
butt to get money.
Absolutely.
But it's good if you're in a line, if you get in anybody's budget, whether it's the county, the cities, the Department of Corrections, and you get a line item there, that's good. That'll help. That's really good. Where
Yeah.
do they live in, is it kind of a dormitory setting, or they live in housing? How's that work?
So it is, we have our main location, which is a huge house in Alexandria, in the Delray region of Alexandria. That house has the capacity to house 10 women. And
Okay.
then we redeveloped an old office building that is in Old Town Alexandria. And so it is 4 floors in a
Oh, wow.
basement. It reminds me of the setup of McShin.
Here?
Yeah, exactly. With bedrooms on every floor and kind of
Oh, but it's
community room.
bedrooms in there. Okay.
Yeah, kind of a community room on each floor with like a TV, and
Mhm.
then communal kitchen with double stoves and double dishwashers and a courtyard and everything. So we have two main sites.
Okay. So I wonder how it works when they live in there. Kind of like, does the Department of like, who does you just have to get inspected by somebody, like making sure, is that who does it, Department of Corrections, or is it social services?
So DOC, they do audit us. They do our inspections, and we are actually an official DOC, what they call CRP, Community Residential Program.
Okay.
So we actually get a certification / license from DOC to operate a CRP.
I got you.
under
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So you got to have, you are under some scrutiny with them, some certain
Sure.
conditions you got to follow, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. Um, And the house, is the house the same way too though? Is the department like that, the house you were talking about that holds 10,
Yes.
Department of Corrections has to come in there and check it out as well,
Oh
kind of
yeah.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, they
Yeah.
come and do audits with us,
Yeah.
every year, make certain that everything is up to code and, all of our processes are, up to standards
Mhm.
and correct. Yeah,
What
definitely.
what's the do you have like a curriculum y'all teach there?
So, man, we are an extremely comprehensive program. So, um intertwined into the Friends of Guest House program are several additional programs. So
Mhm.
we have our residential reentry program. We have a 6-month aftercare program. We have 5 sober living houses within the community, Alexandria and Fairfax and Arlington. We have a mentorship program. We have a workforce and life development program.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
So
How much staff are do y'all have?
Oh boy, I think we're at like maybe 25, 27 staff members,
Okay.
and then loads of volunteers and
Yeah, yeah.
support staff.
And
Yeah,
the recovery houses that y'all have, those are all VAR. They're under VAR. Or are they kind of like an Oxford model?
they are operated like an Oxford model.
Oxford model.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, that's pretty close. That's a good resource up there. That's good. Do y'all so at full capacity? What is it? How many participants?
So at full capacity in the residential program, I think we're at 26.
Okay.
Yes, we're at 26.
And then typically the goal from there is once they finish that, y'all try to transition them to one of the recovery houses. Is that usually the game plan?
Yeah, they're very sought after spots.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
sought after spots.
Do they? And when they're in so when they're in the recovery house, is it still under y'all's entity or is it an Oxford house?
No, it's still under Friends of Guest House.
Friends of Guest House.
Yes,
Okay.
it is actually the Friends of Guest House. Everybody calls it our aftercare housing. So it is the aftercare portion and aftercare services. So
they pay like a weekly bed fee or something.
You pay a monthly rent.
Monthly.
Yeah,
So they pay
something
monthly.
very, very small in comparison to,
Living
rent
on
in
yeah,
Northern
yeah.
Virginia.
Yeah, especially up there.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's real. That's some really good stuff that y'all got going on there. I've heard, different little bits and pieces about what y'all do. Didn't know extensively.
Sure.
That's good. What are we missing anything? And what else do if you were pitching y'all, because you're the outreach person, are we missing anything? What else?
We are in all the jails. Well, as many as we can get in with McShin, and then also with Arlington, Alexandria, Prince William.
When you go in those jails, do you go? So y'all just have facilitators that go in there and kind of just facilitate? Is that what you're saying you do?
So yeah, it's typically myself and a co-partner, and we go in and we basically are recruiting for Friends of Guest House programming. And so we definitely, we want women to come in and have the opportunity to change their lives. We just,
What do y'all do for your kind of the works kind of program, the job stuff? You said you had a kind of like a curriculum for that. Like what does that consist of?
So it's a workforce and life development.
Okay.
So, you'll get mock interviews, you'll get a professional resume completed. You'll go through our financial budgeting and literacy class, sponsored by Arlington Community Credit Union. You will have access to parenting classes.
How long is that that part
the
of
workforce
it?
portion. So it goes typically when you first come into the program, because we have women that are coming out of prison. Some women have served 6, 7, 10 years. And so they're just getting back into the workforce. And so it kind of, we individualize it, but mostly I would say between 6 to 8 weeks for you to get that professional resume done and kind of get through those first layer
So
of
it's usually about
classes.
6 to 8 weeks long?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And community service. So you got community service. Our community is huge supporters of Friends of Guest House. So we want our women to support the community that supports them. So they do, levels of community service throughout the city,
Oh yeah, I love it.
giving
It's
back,
great. Yeah, yeah. Have
giving
them
back.
giving back.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God, yeah.
I went through a program called the Healing Place. I don't know if you're familiar with the Healing
I've
Place.
heard of it. I've heard of it.
When you said the lady that started it came from Kentucky, that's where the Healing Place actually originated from, was in Kentucky. But they
Okay.
have one here in Richmond, Virginia, and they developed this. I'm talking, it's probably one of the best in the fields, the best that I've seen so far, and it's a workforce curriculum. They just
Mm-hmm.
trademarked it, so it's like they trademark it, so now you can buy it from them, I think. But I think it's a 6-week curriculum, and they do
Excellent.
everything that you talked about, mock interviews, all that. But like you have to reach a certain point before you can even get into to it,
Yes.
or you got to apply if like they allow outside people to come in because they have their own program. But that I went through it, man, and it changed me like
Mm-hmm.
career wise. Had me like really understanding what I want to do for a living, what I want to
Yes.
be what kind of avenue I wanted to go, because I had done, in and out of prison, jail
Sure.
was my story. And I have, work wise, I had done construction pretty much is all I did.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, wasn't, I didn't really have a love for it. People love that kind of stuff, and I
Right.
don't. Like, it just wasn't really my thing. And when I took this workforce develop, they call it works class, I think is what it's called now. But when I took it, like, they did a whole personality test, all kinds of different things to
Yes.
kind of find out like what you really are good at, what you want
Yes.
to do. And that's where I found out that I like working with people. I like managing, kind of coaching, that kind of realm of things, and
Mm-hmm.
being in that about human service kind of thing, and that kind of spearheaded my career. So it's cool. So those
Excellent.
things are great, man. I'm glad. It's good to hear that y'all are doing that. We're kind of like, we're not exactly there yet, but we've tried to dip our hands in making a
Sure.
curriculum for that,
For
because
that.
it's so important. It really is.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
well, so I know you got some brochures here. Steve, do you have the number and the website? Because I want to make sure we put it up on the.
Yeah, I do. It's up
All
on
right.
the screen there.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure anybody tuning in, listening, because like I was telling you, Shauna, we're in, I don't know how many jails and prisons. How much is
It's
it now,
almost
Steve?
1,100 now.
That is
1,100.
amazing.
And
Which
like
is
we'll
nuts.
get, yeah, it is. We'll sometimes, Steve, like we'll get Shauna, we'll get calls from like Texas,
Wow.
and a lot of times it's the women prisons. They're calling like collect call. They're using their whatever, and they're
Yeah.
calling, and
Yep.
they're asking how they can get to McShin, and are asking about like some of the services we had up here. So
Yes.
this is definitely a great service. So anybody in there that's listening, tuning in, if you happen to come across this podcast, man, reach out when you're getting out.
We do,
Yeah,
as of late, because we are
yeah.
outside. We are literally outside. Yeah, we do. We have a small wait list, but I tell everybody, please
Just
don't
apply, right?
just
Yeah,
apply.
yeah.
That's all you got to do, because it'll take us a little bit of time to get those criminal histories and get the medical information from the jails. So just apply. And as we know, not everybody makes it. So a spot could become available in the blink of an eye, and you are next in line to,
To get it,
to
yeah,
get a spot.
yeah,
So please submit those applications as quickly as possible. We'll get them processed expeditiously. And yeah, we would love to have you come
yeah.
and change your life.
Well, Shauna, do you have anything else you want to give anybody out there before we close?
Oh my goodness. I would just say, please don't miss out on these opportunities through McShin Foundation and Friends of Guest House. And all you have to have is a desire to want to change your life. And the community is here to help.
Yeah, I love it. Desire. That's all you need, a desire. And one thing I've learned, Shauna, is we can't judge your desire. So, it's up to you, man. Just all
Okay.
you need is a little desire. So reach out, like Shauna said, and tune in. We have another podcast scheduled this week. We have the Peer of the Year that's coming on here, Jamie Alston.
Yeah, we do.
So tune in. That's coming on Thursday, and then we got a couple more scheduled for the following week. Really great, that we got to get you on here, Shauna. Please stick around. The staff meeting's coming up at 2:00. You can actually, if you have time, we typically on Mondays during our staff meeting, we have different organizations come and kind of present to the team,
Cool.
so they know the resources out there. So like all our staff, the majority, there's maybe a couple that aren't, but the majority of them all are PRSs. So they all do PRS
Sweet.
work and work as recovery coaches. So they're always trying to gain different resources. So if you got time, you can go and present about 15 minutes to them on what you do. And
I'm super
yeah.
excited, man.
Well,
This is fantastic.
yeah,
Awesome. Good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Well, thank you for coming out here.
Thank you so much,
And
Jesse. Thank you,
Mhm.
Steve. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Travis and Cricket. Thank
Yes.
y'all. We appreciate you so much.
all right, well, everybody, we're out. See y'all.
Thank you.